Welcome back, brave adventurers, to our recap of the harrowing journey into the mists of Barovia. When last we left our heroes, they had just stepped into this cursed land, and things were already getting complicated. Let's dive right in. Our party, consisting of Torin, a dwarf paladin with an oath of greed, Naomi, a tiefling paladin sworn to the oath of the jailer, and Alana, a charismatic tiefling bard, found themselves unceremoniously dumped into a fog-choked forest. Their first instinct, get out. But Barovia doesn't let go that easily. With no visible escape, they pushed onward, their path marked by a bloody encounter with a pack of oversized wolves. Their survival led them to the dreary, rain-soaked streets of the village of Barovia. It was here they heard the sound that would set them on their first quest, the heartbroken sobs of a woman. They discovered Mad Mary, a distraught mother whose daughter Gertruda had vanished. Mary, lost in her grief, could only offer them a small porcelain doll that belonged to her daughter. As the party clutched the doll, Alana's bardic senses tingled. This was no ordinary toy. As they left Mary's dilapidated home, a tiny voice whispered from the doll, speaking directly into Alana's mind. This was Emmerich, and he had a story to tell about Gertruda now. What would you do if a doll started talking to you? Well, our party decided the best course of action was to hold it up in the middle of the street and threaten it into silence. Naturally, this caused a scene. A man named Ismark, the Lesser, son of the late burgomaster, intervened. Seeing their unique brand of competence, he pleaded with them. His sister, Irina Koliana, was in grave danger, stalked by the Devilstrad himself. He needed escorts to take her to the seemingly safer town of Vallaki. With little choice, they agreed. That night, sleep offered no respite. The darkness of Barovia seeped into their dreams. Torin was tormented by a vision of a demonic figure, its claws reaching for him just as he jolted awake. Naomi, on the other hand, dreamt of a pale, long-limbed humanoid crawling on all fours, its whispers beckoning her closer into the shadows. They woke feeling more unnerved than rested, the land's psychological toll already beginning to show. The next morning they agreed to help Irina with a grim task, burying her father. At the village church, they met Father Donovich, a man hollowed out by despair. As he prepared the rites, desperate screams echoed from beneath the floorboards. "He's hungry, starving," the priest confessed, his voice trembling. He revealed the source of the screams. His son, Doru. The boy had joined a foolish mob to storm Castle Ravenloft, and had returned, changed. Now, a vampire spawn, he was locked in the Undercroft. The party grappled with the moral dilemma. Could they save the boy? Should they? Ultimately, they judged the priest for his actions, but decided this was a fight they weren't ready for. They left Donovich to his misery. With Irina in tow, they set out from the village, their path leading them to a colorful Vistani camp near the Sepul. Here, the enigmatic Madame Eva offered to read their fortunes, a tarot reading that would dictate their fate in this land. The cards revealed cryptic prophecies about allies, powerful artifacts, and the location of their ultimate showdown with Strahd. As a parting gift, the Vistani gave each of them a mysterious, locked box, instructing them to open it only when the time was right. What could be inside, no one knew. Leaving the Vistani, they spotted an elegant, driverless black carriage waiting by the waterfall. To a party led by a paladin of greed, an empty carriage is just an opportunity waiting to happen. They piled in, intending to joyride it all the way to Valaki. But the spectral horses had other plans. The carriage veered off the road, galloping at a terrifying speed directly toward the looming spires of Castle Ravenloft. Panic set in. One by one, they leaped from the speeding vehicle, tumbling onto the muddy road and watching as their stolen ride disappeared into the mists surrounding the castle. It was a clear message. Strahd is always watching. Shaken but undeterred, they continued on foot until they saw a solitary structure against the stormy sky. An old, dilapidated windmill. A light flickered in the window, and smoke curled from its chimney. An old woman greeted them at the door, her smile unnervingly sweet. She offered them her specialty dream pastries for a single copper piece and a warm, safe place to sleep for the night. The party was immediately suspicious. This was Barovia, after all. Nothing is ever that simple. Ignoring the old woman's hospitality, they barged inside and stormed up the creaking stairs. What they found was a scene of pure nightmare. The scent of cooking meat hung heavy in the air, but this was no savory pie. Children's clothes were piled in a corner, and small bones were scattered near the hearth. The old woman was not alone. 2 more figures emerged from the shadows, their forms twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes. They weren't kindly old bakers. They were a coven of night hags. And that's where we are now. Our heroes are locked in a desperate battle for their lives against 3 powerful hags at the old Bone-Grinder windmill. The odds are stacked against them, the sweet smell of their pastries turning sour with the stench of death. Will they survive to see another Barovian sunrise, or will they become the next secret ingredient? Barovia has sunk its claws in deep, and the fight has only just begun. Thanks for tuning in to this chapter of our adventure. If you're enjoying the descent into madness, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next. Until then, may your rolls be ever in your favor.